Alright guys, here's a BG and stuff, and as I record over this, well first off, should I try to commentate in game, which every time I've done that, I've failed miserably, forgotten what I was saying every time I got into a fight, and then like backtracked, so I never actually got anything semi-intelligent said throughout the entire video, or like the entire battleground I'd make one point, and it would take all of 20 minutes to figure it out. So, I don't know if that's better, or commentating over it, which is kind of a little more boring unless I actually catch whatever's going to happen on my screen or know it's going to happen. Because over a 20-minute video, it's kind of, or a 20-minute BG, it's kind of hard to remember all the funny shit that happens. I know Storm, Earth, and Fire fucks up because it gets life gripped at one point in this and it's rather amusing. But other than that, I'm not entirely sure. Um, anyway, 5.4 stuff is coming out and I haven't been keeping up with it anywhere near as much as I have in the past just because I've been doing other stuff. And kind of got distracted, so, Blizzard's typical patch note system of we'll just randomly change stuff and then release notes at the end doesn't really let me keep up. So I'm kind of going off of what I've heard, not actually what I know is going to happen, so we'll see where it goes. Um, but anyway, what I hear is happening is the other talent thingamajigger for monks, Chi Brew, I think the one that gives you full Chi, is supposed to build some form of Tiger Sniper sticks, which, if it's 10, monks become like God class. Because if you come out of the gates and just like hit a 200k or 150k res extend kick, that's like how people die. That's just so much damage. Um, and yeah, it's kind of on par with other classes being able to go from the start. I feel like it's just over the top on monks or it's dumb on monks. I think more classes need to have the build up of monks. I don't need to go to the other classes. Like Ascendant should start on cooldown for a minute or 30 seconds or something. Um, Berserk should start on a 30-second cooldown or something like that, where it's like classes have to build up before they can just go crazy. Uh, BM or something like that, as opposed to monks being able to go crazy first global. It needs to go the other way, not monks getting buffed in that direction. But whatever. Um, oh yeah, they're doing something, or I've heard they're doing something with monk uh, off healing, which is kind of confusing to me. And I get the point. Like, I'll give an example. Say it's a monk versus whatever you want to look at. Probably a shadow priest is the most convenient off healerish person. Over the course of an arena game, our healing might be the same. Well, our healing and shields might be the same. Um, the major difference is the shadow priest is 1,000 times more useful because he gives you a shield and prayer of mending when you need it and can potentially flash heal, where the monk chi waves pretty much every 15 seconds and it may or may not save your life. So even though our healing's the same, it doesn't necessarily come out to the same amount of support. So I hear they're buffing it, which is a little scary to me because I can already 2v1 in 2s at low-ish rating, but I'm not quite sure how that's going, and I've only heard it, so I haven't actually looked at the numbers. But a little bit worried about that one, and also could be helpful. They're nerfing the shit out of PvE trinkets. Basically, if you have 2 PvP trinkets on, you get 10% damage reduction, which a little bit worried about because there are unkillable classes in this game, like elemental shamans. Although, I'm pretty sure everyone expects elemental shamans to get nerfed. They just proc chain cast lava burst a little too frequently, in my opinion. But I actually don't hate elemental shamans anywhere near as much as I hate feral druids and BM hunters. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're an issue because I see a lot of people complaining, but I really hate feral druids and BM hunters more, and I would rather them get fixed. What else are they doing to monks? I don't know. I can tell you stuff I want them to do to monks. I'll do that. I want them to remove the spear hand strike silence entirely. I don't care if they don't give us anything back for it. Just take it away. Um, Very rarely is it useful, and most of the time it just rewards bad play. Like if you get juked in silence, it's just like, oh, cool. I don't like being rewarded for bad play. I want to actually play better. So I feel like that could just go entirely. I see people talking about the hamstring thingy, the disable route, and I want it to be a 10-yard range, and they could almost entirely take the route, although I feel like I kind of need the route to survive and be able to peel for myself, so some way that would need to go to something else, but the main issue I have with it is say there's a mirror image. We'll go with that, because that's just the dumbest thing. And this mirror image is Frostbolt is flying at my target. And their hamstring just fell or whatever, and I rolled in and I'm trying to hamstring them. If they get hit with a frostbolt slow, I just randomly DR'd my root on accident. So it's a little bit irritating in its current function, and I find myself most of the time running into a fight, triple DRing my root, and then 20 seconds later, triple DRing it again. Just so I know when I have roots and don't randomly like root people when I don't mean to, and then not have the DRs when I expect to. And I feel like it's just I feel like it's just dumb play. It shouldn't really work that way, but that's how it works. I feel like that could be changed a little bit, whether it's actually make it an 8-second root and give it a 30-second cooldown or a minute cooldown. Maybe make it a different ability entirely so I don't fuck it up on accident. Because I do feel like it's easy to mess up on. If someone gets concussive shot, you don't even like see it. I kicked a rebirth, I'm the best. Either that or he just didn't take the rebirth and I randomly silenced the druid after he rebirthed. I don't know. I have a 2-second blanket silence that I don't want. How am I supposed to know? Anyway. What else is happening? I'm pretty sure they're nerfing hunters a lot. I don't remember what all they're doing. I think silencing shot goes only to marks, and I think scatter shot's now a talent where it used to be. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're getting nerfed, and I think they're taking BM off readiness, which in itself is pretty much enough for me, although I would rather the pet not run at 160% move speed. If it was just like a normal person and ran at 100% move speed, that would be 1,000 times better. Or, I don't know, make their sprint 3 seconds, the pet sprint or whatever, cost no energy and like, I don't know. I just hate the fact that it hauls ass. It's so annoying. You like try to run away and you just see a pet right behind you. It's just frustrating. I think they're nerfing Gateway, which I'm a little bit worried about because Pharaoh Druids still seem to have that I'm faster than everyone immune to slows thing. So they can just chase Warlocks down through their Gateway. And I'm pretty sure they're nerfing Gateway. I don't know. I'm torn on Warlocks. I want them to be nerfed so badly, but every time I do, I just imagine like some Hunter Cleave hitting a Warlock and just running him down through his Gateway or something. Because like, Gateway's really strong against some comps and actually just makes people unkillable. And against other things, you literally take it on cooldown and can barely survive. I feel like the issues are mainly with what makes Warlocks take Gateway every 10 seconds on cooldown. If that gets nerfed, I think Warlocks are fine to get nerfed. But I feel like that's definitely a prerequisite. Otherwise, blocks are just going to die. And, hey, I'm all for bringing melee caster healer back, and that's pretty much all Warlocks are known for. They're good in Wizards too, but I feel like melee caster healer just always works best with Warlock. Like RLS, WLS, Shadow Cleave. It's all Warlock comps, man. I guess Feral Shadow Priest isn't a Warlock comp, but that's just a dumb comp in itself. I hate that comp. I hated that comp when it was just like Fear Clone Hex. And it was just like, wait, what? Really? You can infinite CC with that? I don't know. That was a little crazy. I wish, if someone finds good patch notes, link it in like the comments. I don't know how the fuck you're going to do it, but tell me where I can find the actual patch notes, because I keep looking for them. And I only see like random ass things. Like, there's new glyphs. Cheeber randomly generates stuff is one I see. Arenas are being redesigned. Oh yeah! Arenas are being redesigned. That's good and terrible. I like that you can cross realm queue and do all of that. Like I could play with someone on a different realm. But I am not a fan of their whole RBG rating system. I find that really dumb and stupid. I want teams. I want to join a 3s team, not actually like have a personal rating, because then it makes tanking to 1500 to 2's cap really tricky or something. I don't actually know. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. It could be better, and it just sounds terrible to me, but I don't have high hopes for that setup. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with the team's queuing system, but maybe that's just how they have to do it to let cross-realm arena teams work. Otherwise, it's just too hard. Which, I don't really care because I'm on Tyke, but if you're not on Tychondrius and you're Horde, you probably would say it's a fair trade-off no matter what. So, it's hard to say. That I'm a little bit worried about, and then I have no clue how they're going to do rank 1s and all that with the new system, but rank 1s don't mean all that much anymore considering random BG5s are possible. And Casca's running around taking everyone offline who fights him. probably shouldn't have said that, but I don't really care. I'm so far beyond caring at this point. Uh, I'm trying to think of other things that are changing. I think Resto Druids are getting something that makes people unkillable. Oh, I know one other thing I want nerfed. I want Poly and Fear to have a 4-second cooldown. I don't want 8, but I want them to have some cooldown because Dispel now has a cooldown. It just... Every time I see a mage sit back and cast 3 Polys on me, I get so sad and just upset with this game. Like, that's probably more depressing than dying to damage, is just seeing someone hard cast Polys into me all day regardless of whatever the fuck my healer's done. Like, I've been polyed, have someone else break it, been repolyed half, had it dispelled, and then 3rd DR polyed, and I was just like, really, dude? Please stop. Tell your teammate not to hit me. Full poly me. If I get dispelled, full fear me. I don't know. I don't like how that works. I feel like they need some form of cooldown. But, once again, I feel like some things need to be nerfed before they do that. Because without, like, triple DR polys, there's 100% no chance a mage is going to survive versus Beast Cleave. There's pretty much no chance anyway with that. But, if you take that away too, there is 0 chance a mage could survive versus Beast Cleave. So, in the current state, I don't know about in the patch, if they're doing anything. Well, they are. They're nerfing hunters for sure, but just, it's hard to say, like, where the changes should come because they do so many at once, and there's no real patch notes. It's kind of upsetting. How much longer is in this BG? I know it goes all the way to, like, the end, pretty much. So I have to talk for 6 more minutes about dumb stuff? Okay. What have I not said? I actually have no idea. I've been graveyard farming for quite a while, too. Fuck Feral Druids? I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I can't find actual patch notes, so I have nothing to read and do my opinions on. Wait. No, I don't see anything. What else are they doing? I talked about the 10% damage reduction. I talked about various nerfs. Oh. I want melee caster healer to come back. Like, melee, double melee is gone, and I feel like wizards should kind of go as well. Not to the same extent, because I feel like there is really good synergy between wizard comps, and double melee really doesn't have all that good synergy. The only time it has is, like, when it's out of control stupid, like TSG. And they just had, like, blatant immunity to stuff, like Blade Storm, Anti-Magic Shell, and Freedom, and then Bops and shit. Like, TSG was really dumb. When Kitty Cleave worked, the Druid's just immune to CC. You can't get polyed, you can't get raided, you can't get slowed. That really needs to stop being a thing. A couple of outdated mechanics need to go, like Fairy Fire. It needs to die in a fire. What else is just silly? Wow, I feel like I'm just hating on Druids. I know there's other skills, I just can't think of them. Shackle Undead and Turn Evil. They're kind of situational, but I feel like other things could be implemented instead of them. Because I feel like they're really just one class versus another class. Oh, Cyclone and Hibernate. I feel bad for Druids fighting other Druids, man. That just looks like the most annoying thing to fight, is just shifting each other's Hibernates and trying to shift each other's NS Hibernates and getting cloned when you shifted what would have been the Hibernate, and it just looks painful. Like, I feel like there's too many gimmicky counter-ish abilities. What else? I want to be able to play with other classes other than a hunter. That'd be fantastic. I'm entirely okay with giving up some of my damage for defensives. I don't know. I feel like I've done most of it. The BG is in it! I'm saved! Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sorry that end got a little awkward.